status, and we wanted to cover some topics. Obviously, we are just a couple of days away from the ANS Whitelist Mint. Um, in this space, I really wanted to cover some basics, just because I know there's a lot of people who are, you know, looking at this from the fringes and not necessarily knowing all the steps to get set up so that they are ready, so that they can get their choice names all set up on Friday. So I want to talk about, our Weave wallet setup. I want to talk about our ARC protocol and basically getting that link so that it allows you to check your wallet and you're ready to go and you fulfill one of the qualifications for our whitelist. Um, and then we're going to jump into the EverPay and basically using the bridge and depositing and waiting for everything to resolve, which does take a little bit of time, something that we're not necessarily all used to. So I want you guys to touch on all those points. But for those of us who haven't been in the room or haven't, heard anything about the project, can I get Kobold just to give like the TLDR on ANS, what it is, what its utilities are, and just kind of keep it tight.
Yeah, sure. So ANS is our Weave name service. It is a friendly username proxy for your Arweave wallet address. So you can actually already check on viewblock.io, which is Arweave's main block explorer. You can see they have integrated the 500, 600 or so names that we gave out in the pre-release private beta phase. And you'll notice that it already makes the block explorer a lot easier to read who's sending what where. It's actually quite difficult to look at somebody's profile that is not sending R or receiving R from a ANS holder already. So you can see there essentially what it is. It is a way to have a friendly, human-readable username attached to your Arweave address. That is its most basic function. The way it differs from something like ENS is that it, in the spirit of Arweave, you pay once and it is owned yours forever. And so the other perks of it that come with it are that you get your AR.page social profile, social Arweave address explorer, essentially default when you have it. So you could go to kobold.ar.page to see my Arweave address plus my PFP bio, social links. Everything there is bundled together as one object in the smart contract. So this is all on-chain social profile, essentially. So we are actually in the process now of doing partnerships with Arweave apps in order to basically get this adopted as the standard username layer for the Arweave ecosystem. And so right now we know RConnect, the major Arweave wallet, is working on an integration so that you can send and receive your R tokens using your ANS name. Obviously, I already mentioned we have integrations with ViewBlock. We have Everfinance, Art by City, even the stamp protocol, I believe, allows you to send and receive stamp NFTs to an ANS name. So yes, at the moment we're coming out of private beta. We're just starting up the whitelist launch and starting to build some real partnerships with the rest of the ecosystem.
Great. Thank you for that intro. I did just pin up to the top a little bit about the ANS whitelisting form that's live. Romain, can you come up and give us a brief intro to everVision and EverPay, please?
Of course I can. So just, I'll keep it nice and short. So everVision is a Web3 infrastructure provider. We were before obviously only kind of like dealing with EverPay. So first off, whoever doesn't know EverPay, it's a real-time payment protocol using the SCP, as we like to call it. So the storage based consensus paradigm. I'm sorry, I'm a little sick, by the way, so that's gonna kind of not gonna sound so good. After that, we have something called Web3 Infra. So these are dev tools for people who are develop or who would like to develop on Arweave. Makes it easier for you. We have and then we have, what do we have? We have PermaDAO as well, of course. And of course, I think, am I missing one? Again, I'm a little sick, so I'm trying to think right here. So we have everPay.
You've got
We have
PermaSwap.
Web3 Infra. PermaSwap, there you go. Oh my God, how could I forget PermaSwap?
PermaSwap is the one we really need to talk about here, right?
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. My brain is on fire. Yeah, and then we have obviously PermaSwap. So before I go to PermaSwap, let me just give a little more detail about everPay. So yeah, so everPay, what it does, it's a cross-chain bridge, we would call it, from Arweave onto different platforms like Ethereum, Moonbeam, Conflux, and you have a few others. We also have BNB, of course. So this allows you to deposit onto everPay with whatever chain you're on, or from whatever chain rather, and then you can simply in real time just transfer from one wallet to another within everPay. So this is done again in real time. No fees, no gas fees, none of that nasty stuff that we don't like. No waiting time either. As soon as you send it, boom, you receive it. And obviously PermaSwap. So PermaSwap uses everPay in order to do these real-time swaps. So PermaSwap does real-time swaps as well. Again, no gas fees, none of that ugly stuff that we don't like to see. And hopefully we can have some PSTs in the future so that we can start swapping some Arweave PSTs. I think that would be pretty cool. So yeah, that's a little bit about everVision. I'm sorry about all, it kind of got jumbled in my head there.
That's fine. You don't sound like you're full of boogers or anything. You sound pretty good, but I understand.
Oh, I think I'm dying. I don't know if I have COVID, but oh my God, dude. I've been dying for like 3 days.
Well, get yourself healthy so that you're ready for the ETH Denver.
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah, I got our little microphones and tripod, and we're gonna shoot some video and have some fun while we're there. From here, if either I think kobold, let's talk about the basics of just setting up an R Connect wallet, which to me I think is the easiest, most approachable way for somebody who's just coming in. We do have a tab in our Discord covering wallet setup and whatnot. I'll drag some of those tweets over and pin them to the top, so if anyone's listening, it can give you a display. But it's a reasonably easy setup, and kobold can tell us about it.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, from the basic Arweave wallet standpoint, you're going to need to connect an Arweave wallet to the Mint site when that goes live. We support RConnect only, actually, and so basically just go to rconnect.io. We've got this tutorial which is at the bottom of the thread that the host here has pinned. There is a tutorial in order to guide you through all of that, but essentially you would obviously just go to rconnect.io, download the extension, and set up a fresh Arweave wallet. So if you don't have one already, that's how you can do that. Then you would use that Arweave wallet to connect to the Mint site. And actually beyond that, instead of actually having R in the RConnect wallet itself, I want to deposit your R to everPay with your Arweave wallet connected to it. So that's kind of a little bit where the trickiness comes in. Essentially, what we're using here is a layer 2 payment mechanism on top of Arweave. Basically because, well, for one, it's more programmable and it's actually easier for us to sort of integrate it with the smart contracts that we're using. It's a workaround in order to actually be able to get Arweave token to be able to pay with Arweave token for an ANS name. Other than that, you actually would only be able to pay with a PST, which is like a colored coin on top of Arweave. And so we use this workaround both for the speed of when you're actually transacting on everPay, it's instant. and also because, otherwise we would have to launch a PST on top of Arweave that you pay with ANS instead, which is its whole other barrel of technical challenges.
Let's touch on
yeah.
that. It's instant after the deposit is finalized. So once you've gotten the base funds onto EverPay, once we go to the mint, then those will be finalized instantly. But you have to be a little bit ahead of schedule and just make sure that you get it there.
That's true.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Just to touch up a little bit, from ETH to EverPay, it doesn't take that much time. It's really when you want to withdraw from EverPay, it takes about 30 minutes. That's the Arweave block. If you want to withdraw from EverPay onto like Ethereum or whatever blockchain, it takes about 30 minutes. But to deposit, it shouldn't take that long. I think it should take about 5 minutes or so.
Yeah. So to deposit, there are kind of two use cases here. Like if you've got Arweave token already in your Arconnect wallet, then you can deposit that to EverPay and have it available like on the layer 2 payment rails pretty quickly. I don't know, you just said, Romain, there like 5 minutes. I don't know if it's that, but it should be, because Arweave block times are maybe like 5 to 10 minutes roughly.
Yeah, it should be about that. It should be about that. Also, just know that we do not hold any private keys. We don't have any of that. So if you're on if you're on EverPay and you do a transaction, for example, you withdraw to, or you transfer your funds, for example, within EverPay onto like a centralized exchange address, we cannot help you with that. Like we do not own any single key that is connected to EverPay. Just just a heads up.
Got it. Yeah. And so then the other option is like you don't have any Arweave wallet, you don't have any R at all in your wallet, and you just literally have a blank Arconnect account, and that's also fine. So most people will have ETH on their MetaMask or USDC or USDT in a MetaMask account, and also quite easy as well. You just connect that to EverPay, and then you can, inside the interface, deposit that ETH, swap it to R, link your Arconnect wallet back to that, and then use that Arconnect wallet to connect on the mint site.
Agreed. No, you can if you want swap directly on EverPay, but if you want to kind of use PermaSwap, you can also swap using PermaSwap. So right now it uses the same, I guess we'll say the same code or whatever. Whenever if you do a swap on EverPay or on PermaSwap, it'll use like the same liquidity pool if you wish.
And I mean, the only real difference is that the EverPay UI and interface is not like a DEX interface like the PermaSwap interface is. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So the swap has actually been out for a while. We were testing it on EverPay. And yeah, that's the main thing. The main thing is that on EverPay, it's just a really basic swap. On PermaSwap, it's actually kind of like DEX. Like you can, if you want to be a liquidity provider, you can go through all the curves and all the toolings and whatnot. On EverPay, you can't do any of that. You can just simply swap. It's really, really basic, but it gets the job done, and that's what matters.
Okay, so we've covered a little bit of like, here's the basics: Arconnect wallet, here's EverPay. You can use the ETH and the USDC on ETH with that in order, or use PermaSwap to get some AR tokens in to your wallet so that you're ready for the mint. The other thing that I want to touch on is basically, we just finished our whitelisting form just so you can check your wallet. And there's a bunch of check marks there in different ways that you can become whitelisted so that you can make sure you mint on Friday. So, Kobold, will you cover all of our whitelist criteria, starting with the ARC? Just describe the ARC briefly, and this is the easiest way for everybody out there, okay, who has this. Just link the ARC, okay, and Kobold will cover that.
Yeah, you're right. Basically, we are, retroactively looking at all of the different Ethereum addresses that have ever linked to ARC protocol. So ARC protocol is a way to, associate verifiably on-chain your Arweave address with your Ethereum address. And so since since we're using criteria that's on ETH, yet also looking at who you are on Arweave in order to whitelist you, this is like the most the way to whitelist that makes most sense. It's also very easy. You could go from never having used it before to being eligible.
I mean,
very
me
quickly.
personally, I've never been whitelisted for anything by owning assets on other chains or by doing that. So this is a really really cool that the ARC and the tech that you guys have built is allowing to attest to these assets on another chain linking to this Arweave wallet, and boom, there you are, white.
Yeah, sure. So like, and then that's like sort of the Arweave criteria. You've linked your Arweave address to your ETH address with ARC, and then we have like EVM criteria as well, which is sort of done through this form where you connect, you see these different checkboxes that Chris was just talking about, and they go through which ones you meet on the EVM chains, which is like, do you hold a Everpay auction NFT? Do you hold an ARC NFT? So if you don't, you could also get one off of OpenSea, or you could go to mint.decent.land to get yourself an ARC NFT. Also, we have some great partners as well. We have the Who is Emily NFT. That is one of the first NFTs that used Arweave as storage. They've got a small but very, very dedicated community around.
Just minted out, actually.
Yeah. Actually, today, wasn't it, or like an hour ago even. And also an Aurabots NFT. So this was an interesting one because we are linking between Nia, Aurora, and Arweave, and the Aurora bots were one of the first kind of use cases where it was like, okay, so we want to use Nia DAO tooling, but we have EVM based NFTs, and so decent.land's ARC protocol can like associate those two together to make it so that you can use whichever tool you want on whichever chain. So that's kind of behind that. If you hold one of those NFTs, you're on the list. As well as that, Mask, RSS3, and Sarcophagus. They are Mask and RSS3 are Arweave adjacent protocols. We had a space with those via Arweave News last week. They all kind of use Arweave. Sarcophagus also. They all use both Arweave and Ethereum. So, but essentially, they've got Arweave crowd, but with Ethereum identity. And so these all were kind of logical partners for us. And so if you hold any Mask token, any RSS3 token, or any Sarcophagus token, you're also on the list already.
So we made this barrier for the whitelist pretty easy for any of you guys who are listening, okay? Numerous ways, and owning a Mask token and just verifying that through or linking to ARC, there's lots of easy ways for you guys to participate this week.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I would imagine that some of the people that are listening already are whitelisted by default without having to use that form, because all of the 580 so holders from the private beta are already on the list as well. So we already have your addresses. You're already going to be on the day able to. So the only real barrier is like make sure to fund your Everpay balance with Arweave tokens so that you can mint.
Right on. Yeah, what else should we cover on the minting agenda before Friday right now?
You don't only need to use ETH, you can use USDT, USDC to buy AR on Everpay. I don't know if we said that. Just wanted to add that in,
USDC, what's going on with all that business? Did you guys hear about that? That's crazy.
I did not, but you know what? You just intrigued me. I'm gonna definitely look into that.
There was like, I think it was just like a conspiracy theory that the SEC was sending a cease and desist to Circle to stop producing USDC, just the same way that they sent it to Paxos for BUSD.
No way. Okay, well, okay. Looks like I'm looking into that.
But then Circle came back and said there are no such things.
Then I'm not looking into it anymore, I guess.
I don't know what side to
From
believe.
a conspiracy perspective, Circle is a bit more aligned with the Federal Reserve than Paxos or I'm not sure, maybe Tether. And
I
so
thought
you would think
Armstrong's
maybe
hand was in their left pocket, you know.
possibly.
Hey, if USDC is still there, I mean, come on, like
Yeah,
USDT. I meant USDT. I mean, I don't even know how that's still alive, but it's still there.
yeah. I mean, I would expect, you'd expect the Binance stablecoin to be the first one targeted, and the Fed affiliated stablecoin to be the last one targeted, and that's kind of the risk curve in my mind.
Yeah, and the USDT reserves have always been in question, and we all know that if something goes down with that, it would be our next black swan event and regress the ecosystem for
Oh
quite
yeah.
some time,
I mean, hey, last time I checked, and granted, this was like a year and a half ago. The reserves, I mean, 3% of like the 70 billion or whatever it was at that time was backed by actual dollars. The rest was like, I don't know, just commercial papers and all that crap. So imagine, that didn't really make me feel too comfortable.
No, exactly. Every time there are these kinds of different, reasons to be terrified about different stable coins, we, end up dividing our consolidated coins that might all be in USDT or whatever, like into all kinds of different stablecoin providers, and then realize that actually maybe they're all dodgy as well. And so it's sort of a
It's a
constant game
vicious
of
circle.
balancing. Yeah.
Yeah, we need something safe. But is there anything safe in crypto? I don't know.
No, being our own security and checks and balances and like you were discussing, don't you have no recourse if they start using centralized exchange addresses and stuff with Everpay. Those are all hurdles to onboarding, and the reason why my aunt is
Yeah.
scared to venture into anything. My wife is even scared. What? She doesn't know how to input all my keys and everything if I die in a car accident tomorrow. How do you mitigate that?
Hey, you know what? My girlfriend said the same thing. She's like, "Hey, if you die, what do I do?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know, but you have my keys." She's like, "Well, I don't even know what do I do with them?"
Yeah,
And
you pay
but
somebody else to help you who just takes all the
probably. But you know what? You said something that's pretty interesting, which is with Everpay. So actually, we have a user on Everpay that by accident made a transfer from. So instead of withdrawing, he transferred, and we have huge red text saying if you transfer, don't transfer to a sex. But I guess people kind of overlook that, and so someone transferred, I don't know how much, from his actual account to an address that was owned by a sex on Everpay. So he transferred it to that address on Everpay, and the only way to get that money back is if that sex goes into Everpay and actually manually transfers, and that's a headache. We've been on it for like 3 weeks, and so that scares people. Like to making like a little boo boo, a little one, right? You would think it's a little one, but no, it's a big one. That's I guess people are scared of that type of stuff, just losing money because of a mistake, and they can't really get it back, or they can, but it takes so long to get back.
Yeah, yeah. Is there let's throw this down. I know there's not too many people in here, but is there anyone, just type any questions in the chat or request to speak? You're more than welcome to come up and conversate with us. We've covered a lot of basically the necessities for acquiring whitelist, linking to ARC being the easiest one, owning mask tokens being another very, very easy, accessible point of entry, and then getting everything in order so that your funds are ready on Friday. And you can mint those choice 2, 3, 4 character names like 007 if it's there. And
Oh, that's a good one. Hey, who's gonna mint? AR.AR. I mean, I wonder who's going to mint that.
No, I want
I mean, that's
CZ.AR. So you're.
oh, CZ. Let's go.
Well, did I just give the alpha out? You guys, nobody try and mint that on Friday, please.
No, but you know what? I find it super exciting. The whole ANS thing. It's like it really kind of personalizes your, I guess, entity or identity rather on Arweave, right? So you kind of feel special, kind of like on Arweave. Obviously, everyone has their .eth names and whatnot. So this will definitely make it more exciting to use Arweave. Plus, I mean, Arweave is just, I won't say new, but it's still new. So it's still being adopted massively. So I mean, go ahead, grab a whole bunch of names. What do you? I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. I
I'm
mean,
sure people are gonna just hoard names.
if you got that notice when ENS was going and you were able to get some of those names like that, I don't anticipate these being the quote unquote generational wealth, but as the ecosystem develops, and we're gonna have some exciting things. I think one of our developers is going to be up on stage during Arweave demo day at ETH Denver. I think Romain, you helped set that up and get us a little slot there. So
Confirmed. Confirmed.
So we're excited to present some stuff there. Kobold, maybe you can touch on the differences of something that people see out there of ARNS, Arweave Named System, versus what our
That was a
product
good
is.
point. I was about to say.
Yeah, get onto that.
Yeah, like Romain was saying, oh, it's exciting to be able to like finally have like personal profiles, things like that. Like it given the fact that there is a few sort of name systems out there already, the main one being ARNS. It might not seem that way, although like there is a key difference in what ANS is doing versus ARNS, and that being that the ARNS, which comes from the guys at RDrive, RIO, they are basically short links for transaction IDs rather than wallet addresses. And last I spoke to them, that seemed like a core limitation to their platform. And so really at this point, ANS is your address label, whereas ARNS is able to point to files and transaction IDs on Arweave. And so, you have people with the .arweave.dev usernames. What that's actually pointing to is their personal website hosted on Arweave, rather than actually referencing their address or their ID on Arweave.
That's good that you pointed out, though. That's good.
Yeah, and
I mean, I knew that, but obviously not everyone knows that.
It's something that we're actually building is something similar to that as well. So you can take either an Arweave transaction ID or any URL and use it as it's called an A record, which it's like that's domain management speak. But you can associate that with your ANS name as well, and then use a gateway similar to .arweave.dev that we will be spinning up to resolve that as well. So it can be both your personal site and your address.
I think my favorite feature in here is probably the fact that you pay once, right? With ENS, obviously you have to, I don't know, how long is ENS? Like how many months or how many?
I think you select
how long
one,
in
3,
between?
or 5. Is that how it goes? 1, 3, or
Yeah.
5?
Yeah, I don't know, because I never really, I wanted to, but like at that time when I wanted to, the gas fees were just so goddamn ridiculous. I just never did it. That was last year where if you wanted to do like one transaction, it was like $100. So that was before the merge. So I think that's a cool thing with this ANS is that you actually pay once, and at least it's yours forever. That's a cool thing.
Yeah, that's great. And the marketplace is going to be an easy way. So for those of you who are eligible to mint early, you guys are going to see the marketplace tab, and you're going to be able to, list your domains right away after minting.
Whoa. There's a marketplace?
Whoa, marketplace, bro.
Of course.
I'm kidding. I love it.
Yeah, and there are things that are going to be happening that have not been divulged yet, which may include tokens of some kind, wrapping into the decent.land ecosystem in the future. So just know that if you are part of this first wave of minting and supporting us, we're going to make sure that you get rewarded in the end.
Yeah, we can't say too much on the specifics while it's like being absolutely ironed out, but there will be kind of profit sharing incentive mechanisms around owning the domains in the first place.
Now the question is, are you thinking of PermaSwap with these? Now that is the question.
Yes.
Yes, but we can't
Perfect.
like go with any real details yet.
You heard it here first. You'll be able to trade these on PermaSwap for, I guess, USDT, USDC, AR, ETH, whatever the liquidity would be at that time. I like it. I love it.
Oh, goodness. Well, I don't think that there's a whole heck of a lot to cover, just considering all of our short attention spans. We did cover the basics, kept it, short and sweet, and I wanted to focus on that and not necessarily be a developer focused talk. And help some people who, like I said, are on the fringes, are ANS curious, so to speak. We appreciate that.
Wait, let's ask them a question then. Like, for whoever's here, who would like to mint on Friday? Type in the comment or in the little, I guess, comment,
Yeah,
tweet, whatever you want to call
comments.
it.
Yeah,
Just type out
they're all
who would like
whitelisted.
to.
Siegfried is whitelisted. The Orobots holders are
Oh, they're all
whitelisted.
whitelisted?
Is Slava whitelisted?
Oh,
I don't
shit,
know if
okay.
I know
Yeah, basically
Slava.
everyone here is.
Wait. Oliver's on PermaDAO.
There's
Oliver's on PermaDAO. Oliver, are you whitelisted? He's not whitelisted, I'm pretty sure.
okay.
Let's get Oliver in here. Where's Oliver at?
Go link in there.
Oliver's on PermaDAO.
Tabassum, are you whitelisted now? You just popped in. I know that you're active in the Discord. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if you got the whitelist role. But yeah.
Hey, PermaDAO, let me tell you. Oh, he's whitelisted. Okay, he's white. Everyone needs an ANS. Okay, let's stop fooling around here. So if Tabasso, let's see, we got, let's see, broke. So we'll have to mint on Monday. Oh, feels shit. Okay. Oh, how much would it cost to mint actually? Did we go over that?
Oh, we didn't.
Oh, we didn't.
That's it.
That's
yeah.
a good point.
Good.
Look at that. The comment section.
There is
Oh, he is whitelisted. Okay.
there is the 10% discount. These guys used a fancy graph to figure out the pricing of the names. I will find that and I will pin that to the top. But Kobold, you can jump in and tell us.
Yeah. So basically, it's based on character length, and so the 15 character domains are the cheapest. So it starts at like $5 per domain if you want to go after a 15 character one, and it gets gradually more expensive up to the point of a 2 character domain where it spikes quite a lot. And so it's something like the most expensive domain you could get is something like $400, and then below that it goes down quite rapidly up into the point where a 6 character domain is a lot cheaper. Let me just check this here. So the 6 character domain on the whitelist would be $50 on the whitelist.
Oh snap. Okay, so basically, if you want AR.AR or CZ, you're gonna have to pay a nice $400, right?
Yep.
Or around that. Can you have 1 character or no? Is it 2 minimum?
Yeah, 2 minimum.
All right, cool. 2 is fine.
Yeah. So pricing laid out there, and I think it's pretty reasonable considering the amount of 2 character and 3 characters that are even possible to be out there on the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you only
there's 1,000.
Is it only letters? Is it only letters, or like what can you post exactly, or what can you what characters can you have?
It's purely alphanumeric, no special characters. So for the 2-letter domains, there's something like 1,000 unique combinations there. And then
the other
corrections
question,
the obviously.
we have one more question of is it going to be dynamically priced conversion from USDC to AR at the time of mint?
Yes, exactly that. So it's what this is saying is, for a 15-character domain, it's $5 worth of R at the time of when you mint it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay.
Oh, we have a new listener in here, Luis. I'm assuming Luis Alejandro. I don't know. I just see Ale. If Luis, so Luis, I'm assuming Spanish. If you have any ANS questions, or if you want an ANS, hey, you got the two guys here. I know I'm not the host, but I'll pretend I am for a second.
You're good. Drop your info down there, hop into our Discord, links in our bio. We can help anybody out and get you linked up to the ARC and verify both identities, both of your Web3 identities on both of those chains, and boom, there you are. Whitelist, 10% discount, early minting, at least for a week. We're not exactly sure if we'll keep it open just a little bit longer so that we can give some more opportunity to people we meet at ETH Denver to be included in that first batch. But know that you guys who are participating on Friday are going to have a first crack at it before anyone gets in there and types in to see if names are available.
I think I'm gonna have to go for a 2-letter. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. What about Neymar? NEYM.AR.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. I'm gonna go for Paris. Oh man, I'm gonna go poor. I'm gonna go broke real quick here.
I thought you knew somebody who could help you get that Paris.AR name though.
What do you mean?
What
do you mean?
I thought you had an in. You knew somebody who could, make sure that you get that name,
Oh, is that what it? Well, I'm pretty sure you gave that to me. Okay, just saying. You definitely gave me Paris.
I don't know if
I don't
know if they've minted it to you yet, but you should. Kobold have we done that for him?
I mean, just between you and I, let's not tell everyone, but you got me Paris. Just keep it on the down low.
Yeah. All right. So thank you for bringing up the pricing. Appreciate that. There is, like you said, a couple more people in there. No other comments going on. What's up? None of the Orobots ever want to come up and speak. You're going to be at ETH Denver. You're going to be on. You got to bring a mask so that if you don't want to dox and be on a little short video.
But hey, thank you for making this space. It's actually. Oh, wait, look, we got a comment here. I think. No, we don't.
Yes.
But
yeah,
no,
really
appreciate.
We do. Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Yes, Siegfried. There are some that are basically set aside for ecosystem partners and some general names like wallet.ar.
Yeah, there are some brand names. There are obviously the stuff like ever.ar, which is going to Ever Finance. The reason being that they are going to be able to use subdomains off of that to mint to their users on sign up. Same, we have Slava here from Art by City. Or perhaps actually that's a different Slava. But anyway, Art by City will also be taking artbycity.ar in order to do the same thing. We have reserved some for partners that want to use the subdomains mechanism of ANS to mint it out for their users on top of that. So there will be some that are reserved, not many.
Yeah.
So why not reserve all of them? Just in case.
Yeah, I mean,
what if you try to choose or you want to partner with one and then you're like, oh, by the way, someone took your name, Accord. I'm sorry. So I
Well,
think, yeah, maybe it would be.
look at Budweiser. They had to buy beer.eth. Okay, like somebody bought beer.eth and Budweiser had to come around. It's the same scenario, you know.
Ah,
If
Yeah.
you are
In most
on the
cases, we
forefront,
just
you know, if you are here,
yeah.
you are early, and you know this continues to push in the direction we think that it is, you know, you could you could possibly end up with some good stuff that other projects or companies or Web2, you know, whatever, who gets involved with Arweave actually wants those names.
you know what? You have a point there. I take that comment back then. Yeah, it's just Wild West. Just go for it. Take every single project's name that you can.
Gunslinger, bro. That's it. So, all right. Well, I think the Mimic got in here. There's 6 comments now. I have not checked on them. Let's take a look. One is the same. Reserved names. What's not available? And no, you're gonna have the name checker like the same as like the ENS thing. Like when you go and type it in there, it's gonna show you who owns it if it's not available. So I mean, you know, you're not gonna have a flurry. You're not gonna have 10,000 people on the front door trying to mint that one, you know, that you want, Siegfried. I think you'll be fine just to type them in and it'll give you a either somebody owns it or the mint as the next process. Okay.
I'm grabbing Budweiser, by the way. Budweiser.ar.
Beer.ar. Beer.
Yeah, well, I'm grabbing Budweiser.ar. Screw beer. I can get Budweiser.
Yeah, but Budweiser already owns beer.eth. So if they start making Arweave NFT, Budweiser NFTs, then they may want beer.ar.
That's true, actually. You see, you always think of always these comebacks, man. Can't take it.
Yes, you know, it's one of my flaws. You know.
I don't think that. I think that's not a flaw. Oh, look, there's another question. Go look for it. I don't know where it is though.
He just said thank you. Thank you too, sir.
Oh, okay.
Thank you too, sir. Thank you everybody for participating or not participating, slackers. But I'm glad we got to cover some topics. Kobold, Romain, all the people we know down below. Appreciate you all and hop into Discord, ask any more questions. Otherwise, we will see you all on Friday. Times, links, all that stuff will be dropped soon. Okay, follow us and everybody on Twitter just to make sure you are abreast of the current info.
Right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Chase, for hosting.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye.